Good day everyone, welcome to Real Conservative News. I'm your host Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago. The Minister of Finance, Devendra Tanku, has expressed concern over an article published in the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian on Wednesday, October the 22nd, 2025, titled "No Funds in Budget for Public Servants Payments," says Tanku. A statement issued by the Ministry of Finance on Thursday said the report does not accurately reflect Minister Tanku's comments made during the Standing Finance Committee meeting held on October 21st. He went on to say, at no time did the minister state that funds were unavailable for the settlement of wages to public officers. In his remarks before the committee, the minister clearly explained that the budget provides sufficient allocations to meet current obligations and that the government will follow the proper procedures to secure any additional resources that may become necessary. The ministry said the exchange with opposition members, Minister Tanku responded to several questions regarding whether provisions had been made for a proposed 10% salary increase and explained that 1. Government cannot include an unconfirmed figure in the budget for negotiations that have not yet started. And 2. The responsible approach is to appropriate funds for current liabilities and once negotiations are completed to bring any additional requirements to Parliament for approval through a supplementary appropriation. 3. This process reflects good financial management and ensures that all spending is properly authorized and transparent. 4. Sufficient funding exists for ongoing salary and wage payments within the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Now, my fellow UNC supporters will be very surprised about my response. I said, how will those extra funds be allocated? Because at the end of the day, it's already what? A 59-point-something billion budget. And yet none of those funds have been put aside, have been set aside for payments of the back pay for these public servants. Does it mean that the fiscal deficit will increase? No, I don't have a problem with it, A lot of videos outside, especially the PNM Patriots, will suddenly have a problem with a deficit budget, even though that took place under the PNM numerous times, countless times. But I'm just asking the question, will that mean that there will be an increase in the deficit? I wanted to say, why didn't you simply make that clear during your budget presentation? This is what I don't understand with this individual that our Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, whom I support, hired to become the Minister of Finance. I mean, basically over and over again, he's basically kind of like having word salads. He's saying something and then he has to come now and explain what he meant afterwards. When you could simply make the statement where something he said about provisions will be made or something like that. I can't remember exactly what I just read just now there, but he could have just made that statement plainly during his presentation, and then everyone would have understood that the monies are not available just yet. But I went on to say, looks like y'all are ready to head straight back into opposition in 2030, because you see all these different explanations and excuses that are being made. Trust me, people like myself will tolerate it. I don't agree with what is going on, but we will tolerate it, and we will still vote for PNM because we know that they are the better party. But you see, the individuals that you need, the extra individuals that you need to be able to defeat the PNM, you're going to lose those people. You're going to lose them. I wanted to say, first, you decided to increase NIS, which I have already acknowledged that probably was necessary to keep the NIB functioning for a few decades to come. But I believe somehow or the other there should have been some kind of legislation put in place where the funding that was missing for the NIB could have been replaced or whatsoever. It may not be the proper protocol or whatever, but remember, it was a proper protocol what took place under the PNM either, by the monies just disappearing. But getting back to what I said here, I said first you decided to increase the NIS, And then you tax the life out of the poor by increasing alcoholic beverages. That was a PNM style decision that was made there, people. That was not traditional UNC types of policies. I was totally shocked and amazed when I heard that announcement. I went on to say, and now you're playing word games with the entire population. Looks like you all still don't realize that Trinis vote PNM by default, people. Once they realize that you are going against certain things that you promised, they're going straight back to into the loving arms of their PNM party. I wanted to say UNC will always be held at a higher standard to PNM. You don't get that, do you, UNC officials, and even we the people's Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the best Prime Minister in the whole in the entire history of our nation, you know. But she continues to choose some really, I don't know, I'm trying to keep my videos clean, but questionable people. And I'm not talking about legally wise or whatsoever. I'm not talking about criminally wise or anything like that. I'm just talking about the decisions that they make. And yes, of course, she's approving of it, but still. I wanted to say PNM patriots will endure hardship under their precious party for decades, but won't condone this level of deception and taxation from the UNC. In other words, enjoy it while it lasts. We the people, will be the ones to suffer when PNM wins again in the next 5 years. Because at the end of the day, honestly speaking, this time around, the media did not get it wrong. You did say that no funds have been allocated in the budget for payment of the 10% salary increase. And that's exactly what mainstream media reported. What they left out from the headline was that extra added funds will be allocated. But if you had used different wordings, to begin with, you would have had to put what you really meant, or what you the other aspect of what you meant as the headlines. But you said it, and therefore it is truth. Even in your response now, it is still clearly stated that no funds have been allocated yet. It's as simple as that. So honestly speaking, as much as I do not support mainstream media, which is basically, which shows loyalty to the PNM, they were right this time. Sad to say, but they were right this time. And what you're doing is making a lot of the citizens in Trinidad and Tobago lose confidence in you. Sleep better. Say goodbye to stiff necks, headaches, and restless nights. Our premium cervical pillow is designed to perfectly support your neck and spine, keeping your body aligned while you sleep. Soft yet firm, it adapts to your shape, giving you ultimate comfort and deep, rejuvenating rest. Whether you sleep on your back, side, or stomach, this pillow reduces pressure points, eases tension, and helps you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to conquer the day. Invest in your sleep. Your neck will thank you. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and feel the difference from the very first night. The Ministry of Education has announced a comprehensive review of the school supplies and book grant initiative as part of its broader modernization strategy for the national education system amid recent media reports questioning the program's funding and continuation. The review, which Education Minister Dr. the Honorable Michael Dowlatt emphasized, it is not a discontinuation of support. Thank goodness, because the way UNC heading these days are just shutting down everything. You have to really ask the question, are they going to shut down this program as well? But he has said that is not going to take place. Ministry's implementation of the education's strategic plan 2025 to 2030, the national framework guiding education reform over the next 5 years. Minister Dowlat stressed that the review reflects a deliberate and evidence-based approach to improving education support systems, with the goal of ensuring that resources provided to students are sustainable, equitable, and aligned with emerging learning technologies. As long as he is being truthful in what he's saying, well then of course I fully support this decision.
Ladies, meet your new go-to bag, our mega duffel handbag, perfect for your travel, shopping, the gym, and everything in between. Crafted from premium Oxford material, it's not just stylish, it's built to last. The ideal size, flawless design, and unbeatable quality make it the bag you'll reach for every time. Versatile and ready for anything. WhatsApp 762-6589 to order yours today.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissess has responded to criticism that the national recruitment drive will not provide opportunities for former workers of the Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Program Company Limited, CPEP, and the Unemployment Relief Program, URP. She stated that in addition to filling vacancies for daily paid workers, the recruitment drive will provide sustainable jobs for former CPEP and URP workers, allowing them to access bank loans. That's exactly what I was suggesting for quite a few months now. I'm not saying that she was taking my advice. I'm just saying that's exactly what I was suggesting. Give them proper jobs. But it sounds as though it's permanent, because it's the only way you usually could be able to access bank loans if you have a permanent job. The Ministry of Works has this was the part that was disappointing to me though. And as I tell you, this particular news report, my fellow UNC supporters, not going to really like it that much if they view it in the first place. The Ministry of Works has about 1,700 vacancies for daily rated workers. There are vacancies in the Ministry of Labour as well, but the Prime Minister could not remember the figure at that point in time. But the thing about it is, people, 1,700 is only a fraction of the population that lost their jobs in CPEP and in Europe. Yes, we know there were quite a few thousand that were just collecting a salary and were not actually going out and working, and that's what you call the ghost gangs. But then there were many others, URP and CPEP individuals, that were going out to work. You cannot tell me 1,700 vacancies are sufficient to provide employment for them. And then what? Another 2,000 or 1,700 in the Ministry of Labour. That is still a fraction of the amount. We, the People's Prime Minister, I am begging you, I'm beseeching you, make sure to expand this program that you have right now, because these are the individuals that we have to depend on to win the elections in 2030. And even though you may retire by then, ma'am, we have to continue living as you go sailing off into the sunset like Rowley supposedly did, and yet he's not doing it at all. He's just getting back into the politics right through.
No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589.
The adventurer and the average Guyanese alike now have more options to discover Guyana's beauty 1 mile at a time. Through the newly launched Oriala Safari and South Rupununi Safari. The launch of these experiences celebrates adventure, exploration, and discovery, and is a collaboration between the Guyana Tourism Authority, GTA, and Rainforest Tours. The Oriala Safari is set to take place from November 14th to 16th, 2025, charting an exciting route from Linden to Oriala, while the South Rupununi Safari is slated for November 22nd to 30th, 2025, and will allow participants to explore the breathtaking Rupununi region. Both safaris embody the essence of adventure, travel, and blend nature, community, and discovery together to offer participants a chance to discover Guyana. Minister of Tourism, Industry, and Commerce, Susan Rodriguez, remarked that initiatives like these are more than excursions, as they reflect how local tourism is evolving to connect our people, landscape, and culture in ways that deliver direct value and benefits to local communities. I'm telling you, Guyana is like a breath of fresh air right now when you're reading their news reports. Of course, there will be other certain crimes or whatever I will report as well, but so much of positive news is coming out of Guyana under the Irfan Ali administration. And this is why I continue to pray and hope that we, the People's Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, will follow in his example instead of listening to the little voices coming to her, telling her that maybe, just maybe, we need to go down the same road that PNM followed or were on journeying on for the past 10 years. My goodness. But yes, getting back to this story, I do hope that it becomes more regular, maybe probably monthly or whatsoever. It's going to boost tourism from abroad as well in coming into Guyana. So once again, a wonderful story.
Premium touchscreen wireless headsets restocked. 1.9-inch HD full-color touchscreen. ANC and ENC noise reduction for crystal clear calls. 9D panoramic sound. Long battery life and fast charging. Control music, videos, TikTok, YouTube, and much more. Camera feature, voice assistant, timer, stopwatch, and lyrics on screen. Water resistant, sleek design. Available in gold, black, blue, and purple. Gift-ready packaging with replacement earbuds included. Never lose your earbuds again with the Find Headphones feature that actually works. Don't miss out. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order. Limited stock available.
Not so wonderful, but I needed to report about it as Jamaica braces for the impact of Tropical Storm Melissa. Residents of Waterford in Portmore, St. Catherine are sounding the alarm over the deteriorating state of the gully along Adair Drive, one of the main drainage channels that carries storm water out to the Caribbean Sea. The gully, which residents say has not been properly maintained for years, sounds like PNM, but they decided to vote for Andrew Holness. But in another way, I kind of supporting Andrew Holness an extent because he fully supports the war against narco-terrorism and whatsoever, even though he's not coming out boldly and supporting America itself. But getting back to what I was saying there, the gully, which residents says has not properly been maintained for years, has now become a source of major concern with the looming weather system expecting to bring heavy rains and possible flooding. Andrew Holness, you were given a third term in office. Please begin to serve the people better than you have done for the past 10 years. I just don't understand how people could have really tolerated that. But nevertheless, try to do better this time around. And he's putting that aside. I pray and hope in Jesus' name that everyone in Jamaica is covered and protected from this storm.
Tired of losing your keys, phone, or coins in that annoying gap between your car seat and the console? We've got the perfect solution. Our universal car seat gap fillers are back in stock, ready to save your stuff and make your ride clutter-free. Available in black, brown, beige, and red, they're designed to fit any car seat and blend perfectly with your interior. Simply WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and enjoy delivery straight to your door in just 1 to 3 days.
The IDF struck, that is the Israeli Defense Force, struck a Hezbollah military compound, terrorist compound I will add, and a precision missile manufacturing site in Bekaa in northern Lebanon. On Thursday, guided by IDF intelligence, the IDF struck several terror targets, you see they use the appropriate word there, belonging to the Hezbollah terrorist organization in the area of Bekaa in Lebanon. Among the targets struck was a compound used for terrorist training by Hezbollah, where terrorists from organizations were identified. The military compound struck was used by Hezbollah to conduct training and preparation of terrorists for planning and carry out terrorist attacks against IDF troops and the state of Israel. Well done to the IDF and, of course, the Prime Minister Netanyahu administration.
You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589.
Okay, so as I've done for quite a few days now, ending off with either something pertaining to travel or science and technology or something just inspirational. This one is just truly inspirational. The train that waited for one girl. In Japan's snowy Hokkaido region, Kyu Shirataki station was set to close because almost no one used it. But railway officials noticed something touching. A single passenger, a high school girl named Kena Harada, relied on that train every day to get to and from school. So they made a rare and heartfelt choice. The train would stop there only for her once each morning and once each evening. So it basically had stopped, but they were still going out. The continued operation for this young lady. The station stayed open until she graduated before finally closing in March 2016. What began as a quiet act of kindness turned into a global symbol of empathy and commitment. Sometimes true service isn't measured in numbers, it's measured in humanity. So many inspirational stories come out of Japan. It's really wonderful to read. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news report. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all, in Jesus' name.